Thousands of U.S. troops arrive in Red Sea amid ratcheting Iran tensions. More than 3,000 U.S. sailors and Marines aboard 2 warships have reached the Red Sea, U.S. Navy says.
Here's a summary of the article.
More than 3,000 U.S. military personnel have arrived in the Red Sea on board 2 warships, part of a beefed-up response from the United States after alleged seizures of several civilian ships by Iran, the U.S. Navy said. The U.S. military says Iran has either seized or attempted to take control of nearly 20 internationally flagged ships in the region over the past 2 years. The deployment adds to efforts to deter destabilizing activity and de-escalate regional tensions caused by Iran's harassment and seizures of merchant vessels, Fifth Fleet spokesperson Commander Tim Hawkins told the AFP news agency. The latest deployment comes after Washington said its forces blocked 2 attempts by Iran to seize commercial tankers in international waters off Oman on July 5. The maritime services in Iran said one of the 2 tankers, the Bahamian-flagged Richmond Voyager, had collided with an Iranian vessel, seriously injuring 5 crew members, according to state news agency IRNA. In April and early May, Iran seized 2 oil tankers within a week in regional waters. The U.S. announced last month that it would deploy a destroyer, F-35 and F-16 warplanes, along with the Amphibious Readiness Group and a Marine Expeditionary Unit, to the Middle East to deter Iran from seizing ships in the Gulf. Last week, the U.S. military said it was considering putting armed personnel on commercial ships traveling through the Strait of Hormuz to stop Iran from harassing vessels, according to the Associated Press.
This post received a score of 5,400, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Proportional Response Team, standing by.
Operation Praying Mantis 2. Pray harder.
We're just here to take pictures?
Marines? What Marines? In the mess with the E-2 engine guys eating ice cream.
The USN's Fifth Fleet has had a presence in the area signed 1995.
And the 9th co-signed 1996.
If I was Iran, I would stop trying to board ships in the Gulf.
What happened the last time they took your advice?
I can only speak of the last time they fucked around with merchant ships in the Gulf.
Things got very proportional.
The wasted SFX and grey screen got me, man. Lol.
Can you imagine a time in the near future where the Taliban and United States are once again allies against a common enemy? What a time we are living in. Once upon a time, USA supported Saddam Hussein of Iraq against Iran.
Once upon a time the US propagandized a bunch of Afghan children against the Soviets, and now Mujahideen propaganda is still rampant there to this day.
This movie is dedicated to the brave Mujahideen fighters of Afghanistan as the funniest shit after watching Rambo 3.
What is Iran's game plan? What do they hope to gain from seizing other nations' merchant vessels? Money, leverage like Somali pirates, seize goods for economy.
Don't touch the trade boats. The Marines are there to remind Iran, and the U.S. Navy is right behind the Marines.
Just ask Japan what'll happen if our boats get fucked with.
They don't need to ask Japan. They just need to remember their own history of fucking with U.S. boats.
My favorite video on Operation Praying Mantis by the Operations Room.
Is Iran going to stop having a navy again?
I spent 3 months in the Red Sea back in 2013-2014 tour. Worst time of my entire life. Steam plant was so hot we had to take rotating shifts like 2 to 3 hours at a time. Sand being blown into the plants through the ventilation system. Sweating non-stop the whole time. I guess the plus side was we got a beer day out at sea and I lost like 40 pounds.
Did the same in the Persian Gulf 2007. Watchstanders would stand in buckets of ice water. Sand dunes all over the deck. Sure, you want to stand in the vent to get fresh air, but you get sandblasted at the same time.
I hope if the US does take action against Iran, we blow up all their drone-making manufacturing places. But let's hope there is no action. Frankly, I want the period of peace to last more than 3 years. Also, Iran has difficult terrain and the Iranians do not like the US government. I think putting Marines on merchant vessels and making attacks on merchant vessels an act of war is a nice red line that is needed.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.